Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about 8 things that I wish I knew before buying my Roland FP10 digital piano. That's right, these are 8 things that I wish that I knew before buying this digital piano right here, which is actually the Roland FP10 digital electronic piano. Now I'm going to go through these rather quickly, so just stay tuned and take notes, because if you're considering buying a piano that is this specific one or something that is very similar to this, then you're going to want to keep these in mind. So number 1, the first thing that I wish I knew before buying this digital piano is that it would be completely worth it. Now I thought that we would buy this and we would use it for a few years and then we would upgrade to a real acoustic piano. But honestly, it is absolutely completely worth it. You get an insane value for what you pay for this digital piano, and it's built to last for a very long time. So I wish I knew that it would be completely worth it, because then I would have just sort of been happy getting this. And I am happy getting this, but I had originally intended on getting an acoustic piano in a couple of years. And my wife and I, and my wife and my kids, my wife and I and our kids, our 4 kids together, use this. The 2 youngest kids are just over a year, so you know, they just kind of fool around with it. But my older 2 kids, our older 2 kids, use it quite often, and we all love it, so it's not going anywhere. The second thing that I wish I knew is that it would be life-size. So I knew that it had a full set of keys, but it literally is the same width as a regular piano. So when I had sort of made some space for it, you know, I have a pretty big basement, at least to my standards. I feel like I should open this door and show you, but we're not going to go to that extent because it's a bit of a disaster. I actually took the boxes that came with this piano combo kit over here. I came with also a bench and stuff like that. So I took all the boxes, and myself and my kids, we made like a cardboard fort, and it's there in the basement, but it's a disaster. We just made a complete mess when we were making it. So, but it was so much fun. So I'm not going to show you the basement, but I had intended on sort of giving a certain amount of allocation for size for the piano, and the allocation was like from that end of it to like about here. And literally I should have measured, because I had a whole bunch more space that I needed to allocate for it. It's great that it's life size, but I wish I would have known, so I would have sort of banked on it in terms of the space allocation. The third thing, those first 2 took a while, but we're going to sort of go through these next ones really quickly for the most part, because they're a little bit faster. The third thing that I wish I knew is that it would sound so real. So literally, I'm just going to turn it on for a moment. This sounds insanely real. Like, it's literally amazing. Like, it's insane. It sounds so real. I grew up playing the piano. My dad is a pianist, so he plays the piano, not for a living, but as a hobby, but he's incredible. If you go on my Instagram, you can go and see, you know, I've tagged him in a couple pictures. Go follow his Instagram. You're going to be amazed at how amazing he is on the piano. It sounds real. Like, it's insane. It sounds like a real piano. The fourth thing that I wish I knew is that it would feel so real. So literally, there's like, I guess it's called the hammer action on the keys, which is like the action, which is when you push it down, and the escapement is when you let off. So the action and the escapement just feel real. And even the pressure sensitivity, right? Listen closely. Lightly, hard. Lightly, hard. It literally feels so real. And I wish I would have known, because I would have never thought about getting an acoustic piano. I would have just been happy with this to begin with, okay? So the fourth thing is that I wish that I knew before buying this is that it would feel so real. The fifth thing that I wish I knew is that my piano skills would improve so greatly. Now, as a kid, I'm not going to play something right now because I don't want to play a song and, you know, like deal with any copyright issues or anything like that, or playing any songs in this video. But, you know, basically my ability to finger on the notes, right, got much better, much faster, and it's almost as if I'm a kid again. When I was a kid, I played really, really well, and then I stopped playing for about 20 years. But now that I got this piano, after just practicing for maybe like 10 hours of playing, right, you know, I got much better. So just listen closely. I'll just play something really quick. Let's pump up the volume a little bit, just like this. Okay, so like I said, I'm a little bit rusty, but my piano skills got much better, much faster. If I had known they would have improved so quickly, I would have gotten some extra sheet music to learn to play. But it's just a matter of timing for me. I don't have that much time to play. But in the short amount of time that I do have to dedicate to practicing, they improved so much. That's the fifth thing that I wish I knew, that my piano skills would improve so greatly and so quickly. The sixth thing that I wish that I knew before buying this is that I would wish for more time to play. You know, as a kid, I could literally spend, 3 hours at a time practicing the piano or the drums. I got an electronic drum set in there by Roland as well. I've had that for more than 10 years. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It is the, side note, I think it's the TD11K, and I know what you're wondering, why is this in the bathroom? Well, this was a sauna. I removed the sauna unit. There's nothing there. I just replaced it with a plug because this is basically soundproof from the rest of the house, and that's why I'm filming this right now. The drum set is always there. The piano is just here for these videos. Then it goes into the basement. But the drum set, because they're significantly louder, even with the headphones on, I can close that door, close this door, and then close the additional doors that lead to the upstairs. So, that's why it's there. But like I said, I could practice for 3 hours at a time, even while working 40 hours a week and while going to school full time. I could, I could literally do that because I worked a part-time jobs, but I was doing 40 hours plus a week, sometimes 50 hours part-time, getting as many hours as I could between multiple jobs. And I could still practice for 3 hours at once, but my wife and I have 4 young kids together. So at this time, just the time is just not there. So I wish I would have had more time to practice. Now I have the piano sitting there. I have the desire to play, but obviously, when everything is all said and done, there's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes at a time to practice, which is totally fine. But I wish I would have known because, I would have sort of tried to dedicate more time to practice in my schedule, which I will in the future, but I would have been prepared for. So I wish that I had more time to practice. That's one thing that I wish that I knew. That was number 6. Number 7, I wish that, and I have my notes here, they're a little bit hard to read because I started writing very small at the end, but for number 7, I wish that I knew that it would be loud enough. So I'm not going to put a full blast, but when this is full blast and you're playing hard, it is very loud. Now, is it loud enough to deal with a crowded space in a large room? Probably not. But in terms of just performing for a small group in a relatively small area, or even in a big area, but for only just a couple of people or just for yourself to hear, this is plenty loud enough. Before getting it, I was researching a whole bunch of different things, speaker systems and amplifiers, PA systems that I could get with it. And I don't need them, To be honest with you, it's plenty loud enough. Maybe if I end up performing in the future, I might consider getting it then. Or if I'm going to do piano lessons for my channel, I might consider getting some sort of connectivity to connect to my camera. But in terms of the volume, I wish that I would have known that it would be loud enough, because then I wouldn't even research the speakers like I did. I didn't get any speakers, but I wouldn't even have researched the speakers like I did. Last but not least, number 8, this is my favorite thing that I wish that I knew before, and that is that my kids would love playing this so much. Literally, so whenever, whenever we go to my parents' house, my dad plays the piano, and they have a grand piano there because my dad, over the years, he started with, can't remember what the names were, but there was a small piano, then he moved up, he traded that in and he put some more money to get the baby grand, and then he got to a grand piano, and he loves playing it. And whenever my kids are there, they always play the piano. They love it. And when I got this, I figured that, maybe they'll play it a little bit. I figured it was the novelty of a big piano that was getting them hooked on playing it, but they play this all the time. I told them, we have some ground rules. You got to be careful with it because it's an expensive unit. And essentially, the main reason that we got it was because we're getting, my wife and I are going to get piano lessons for our kids. We're going to get someone local to come to the house, do piano lessons, a couple hours a week kind of thing. So we got this for them. And obviously, I knew I'd be playing it all the time too because I love playing the piano. But I figured that they would play it sometimes. They're on this thing every day. Now, obviously, it's in the basement. It's not over here. It's in the basement in sort of like a set space over there. But they're playing this all the time. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I wish I would have known it because I would have got it way earlier. Truth be told, any parent will tell you, their kids are their absolute world, the end-all, be-all of their world. And it's obviously true for myself. That's why I do everything. That's why I do all these videos for them. Obviously, for me too, but definitely for them. They're a massive part of it, massive part. It's for myself, but at the end of the day, when you trickle down the reasoning behind it, it's for them. It's so I can be an idol for them, so I can build a life for them, so I can provide for them, right? So I wish I would have known that because I would have gotten it much earlier had I known they would love the piano so much. It just has built so much musical inclination for them, musical ability, and they honestly have fun. They get one on each side and they play together. And if you have young kids that are around the same age, like at the time of filming this, I have a 5.5-year-old, a 3.5-year-old, and two 13-month-old, almost 14-month-olds actually. You know, if you have young kids that are around the same age, you know that when they play together, it's a really big deal. It's a really big deal in the sense of it being great. Because obviously kids argue, they bicker, they don't get along. This is what happens, right? But when they play together, it's incredible. When they're cohesive, it's incredible. And this piano has allowed my two older children to be absolutely cohesive. When they play it, like they just don't fight, they just play it, and it's just absolutely amazing. So that's probably the most important thing within this whole video, you know. But if you're considering getting that digital piano, it's absolutely incredible. And like I said, the reason that I'm filming this in the bathroom, along with all the other piano videos with this digital piano, electric piano, whatever you want to call it, is because of the soundproofing from the rest of the house. Just makes it easy for me to film this and not have the whole house hear me, because my voice, as you can tell, is really loud. Let's just face it. This is me whispering, basically. But that is essentially it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.